Hey, what's up guys, back with a new season of content for the E30, the E30 build. We've been doing this series on the E30 build for probably, I would say, the longest of any YouTube channel, honestly. I started making these videos in 2012, and I've went through a few different like interior speaker setups and radio setups and everything, you know, just from my beginning, like really cheap head unit to having like 2 different 10-inch subs in like wooden boxes that I got for like $5 or $10 or something from somebody. I pretty much ran those. I had some Boss amps back in the day, and then we threw some old school 12-inch, what were they, Phoenix Gold X Maxes from like the early 2000s, but they were rated at like, I think 500 RMS each, so I think we're running 1,000 watts at that time. So we had those in the back of the trunk, and I'll obviously insert pictures during the video. But yeah, we've had all kinds of different setups in this car, and this year we're finally installing a new setup in the car. So basically this series is going to be 3 parts. This first episode is going to be getting like an overview rundown of what's in the car currently, aside from the trunk setup, because the subwoofer and everything is already done, so we're not messing with that. So basically this entire series is just going to be doing all the interior speakers. So after we get the other speakers, we're going to go ahead and get them unboxed, and we'll go ahead and get them out here and set up everything so we can do the unboxing for those. Then we're going to discuss why I went with those, and then we're going to, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it in this video or the next video, but I still have to get the head unit ordered, so just kind of gathering up money for that, and then the wiring. So basically I think I'm just going to go over all the components in this, and we're going to do it like a overview of what's in the car now, and like a sound test, so we can do a comparison before and after. So yeah, this is definitely going to be something I've wanted to do for a while, and we're upgrading in sizes. So the rears are going to have 6x9s. It has 6x9s in it now, but they're not done very well. We're gonna have 6.5s in the front, and we're gonna run a true 3-way system. So we're gonna have a 2-inch little mid woofer, which are gonna be in the little mat pockets, which I still have to make a enclosure for. So that's gonna be another thing we're covering in the next episode, is basically building all the enclosures for the front and the 2-inch, and getting this 6x9 set up correctly. So let's go ahead and just do the sound test of what is in the car right now, and then we'll do the unboxing of the speakers, and then that'll be it for this episode. Then the next episode we'll start doing some actual work and go ahead and start, you know, taking all the measurements and figure out how to do all of the setup for how the speakers are going to be sitting and mounting into the car, since obviously stocks are 5 1/4, which are really not great for any kind of like bass reproduction or anything. So basically it's just all treble and not really great for a soundstage in the front of the car. So so we're gonna do a few different types of music in the like the test or whatever. So we'll go ahead and do that real quick. We're gonna do probably a couple rap songs, then like an alternative song, and then metal, because metal is like what I mainly listen to in the car. So we're just gonna try to cover everything, but definitely looking forward to this upgrade. So I'm not really sure when I'm going to upload these episodes. I'm probably going to film all 3 of them and get the entire system done, and then just like release them like, you know, once a week or whatever. Hopefully you guys enjoy the new content. I'm trying to put some more effort into editing and just like overall content creation on the channel when it comes to E30 videos. So I'm trying to step up my game. So let's get this shit done. Alright, so we're going to go over what's in the car currently, which I did years ago. I think I did these probably in 2014. But first up, we have the head unit, which is a Kenwood X300, which isn't too bad of a head unit, to be honest. It's actually pretty decent, if I can get some focus action going. But yeah, basically I'm just going to take this radio out of this car and then go ahead and use it for another E30 build, just so I don't have to buy one off the bat, you know. So, but yeah, that's the first thing. We have the Kenwood X300, bought it for, I don't know, $200 years and years and years ago. And it's okay, but I do have a problem with the radio like turning off and losing power and like killing the whole circuit. So there's something in the way the radio wiring that's causing that, so we're going to address that as well in this episode. So yeah, that's it for the head unit. And then down here you can't see, so let me get a light. Alright, so down here We have my ghetto setup that I did years and years back with the crossover on the outside, because these are 5 1/4 components, because that's what the stock sizing are in the E30, or 5 1/4 in the front and in the rear. So as you can see, like I said, the crossover is mounted on the outside, which is not great because obviously getting in the car, it gets kicked. So I thought this was really good at the time, but obviously it didn't fare well. But yeah, got the 5 1/4 back there. I'm not sure which ones of these are. They're MB Quart reference, but they're an older model. And then I'm just using the stock tweeter that came with the car. But we will be installing the new tweeters in these after we take these original tweeters out in the next episode. So, but yeah, we got those down here for the front. I'll take you in the back so you can look at what those are. And then in the rear we have these MB Quart. I think these are Onyx 6x9s, and I got these years and years back. I got them for a really good price. They were like $30 compared to the $130 that they were selling everywhere else. So we did upgrade these. So those originally got cut out, and then because they were the 5 1/4, so they got cut out and then allowed for the 6x9 to fit. So it's just sitting on a piece of wood right now, and that's what it's mounted to. So it's really ghetto, and there's no baffling underneath the speaker as well. So basically it just causes all of the sound to go in the trunk and doesn't really project into the car. So when the new setup gets there, we're gonna have baffling, and we're gonna have a different little ring setup so we can raise it from the base. And as you can see, it is suede wrapped. So we're just gonna go ahead and junk all of this stuff. But that's pretty much it for the speaker setup. We are going to turn the subwoofer off and then just do all the interior sound, and then do a little sound test, and then we'll unbox the new speakers and Alright guys, so we got everything set up. These are the speakers that we decided to go with. I'm just going to go over a quick little rundown of them, and then I'm just going to time-lapse unboxing them, and then get everything that's out of the packages, and then we will do the overview of like how many watts they are and all that stuff, and then we're going to go right into the product videography section. So over here on our far left, we have the Infinity Kappa 93iX 6x9s. I decided to go with the Infinity Kappas because they're a really musical speaker, and Me being a music lover, I wanted something that's going to give me a detailed representation of the music that I listen to, whether it be metal or rap or death metal or anything in between that I listen to. So I want to make sure I hear everything correctly and the best quality that I can get without going, you know, something super expensive like a focal setup or anything like that. So we have these 6x9s to go in the rear. For the front soundstage, we are going to be using the Infinity Kappa 60 CSX 6.5 components. As you can see, we got the component here, the mid driver, then we got the crossover, and then we have the tweeter for it. Now, to make this a true three-way system, I got this add-on Kappa 20 MX 2-inch driver. So these are basically going to be it's going to make it a fully active three-way system. And instead of having just the two-way system like you would normally have in the front, a lot of the newer cars are going with a true active three-way system. So I decided to do this later. If you got these speakers, you could just do the components. They do make a 5 1/4, but like I said, I wanted to go with an upgraded setup on this car. So we're going to do the 6.5 to make it work. So yeah, this is just a nice little addition that Kappa put out, so you can make it an active three-way system and give you a little bit more detailed bass and everything in the front soundstage, because obviously that's where you're driving the most, that's where you're hearing the most motor noise and exhaust noise, and it just makes it a lot better to have a bigger soundstage in the front, because that's where you're at obviously driving. So now the main reason for going with this setup over say other 1,000 brands that are out there is obviously, like I said, these are more of a musical speaker. They've been designed really nicely. But the biggest reason is these are a 2.5 ohm variant for each one of these speakers. So basically, if you would get a normal speaker, those are going to be 4 ohms. When you go down to 2.5 ohms or 2 ohms, like I said, these are rated at 2.5. What it's going to do is bring more power out of the head unit, stock head unit, whatever you're using, or an amp. If you hook these up to an amp, it's going to pull more power, because the lower the impedance, the more power you get. The good thing about the radio that I'm getting is it's a high output unit, where basically you have 4 channels rated at 100 watts peak power, not RMS, but it's rated at 45 watts, which I said we'll get into that once we get it. It'll probably be in the next episode, but that's rated at 45 watts. So with these being a 2.5 impedance, that's going to lower the impedance and grab more power out of the head unit itself. So we're probably going to be pushing somewhere around 75 to 80 watts a channel, which is obviously super good for a head unit without having to run another amp, because I don't really have any space for another amp with my air suspension setup in the rear. So this is a good way to have best of both worlds, where I can have all that done in the back and then just go ahead and do this, and it's basically going to take the load of running another amp and putting that much more stress on the electrical system, because the electrical system will be getting upgraded on the car itself. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and unbox these. I got the GoPro up top, so hopefully that makes it good for the little time lapse. Just gonna time lapse them on there, and then we're just gonna kind of go over what they look like, and then we're gonna do the product videography. So yeah. Alright guys, so this is the setup that we're going with the E30. These are all the speakers on their glory. This is my first time seeing them in person or anything like that. I've just seen them online in like a few YouTube videos. But I've wanted these for a couple years, and I just decided to go ahead and do it now since I already have the trunk setup done. And I think it's going to sound really nice. Don't mind my GoPro turning off. Hopefully the video comes out decent. I still have to shoot the cinematic part or whatever, the product videography part of this video for these speakers, but everything looks really nice. Everything feels really quality. I'll of course leave all like the links down below for the specs of everything if you guys are into car audio or anything like that. But this is going to be a nice setup. These speakers, which are the 2-inch mid drivers for the fronts, these are definitely going to I know they don't look like much, but these are pretty hefty. So I'm hoping these add, you know, obviously the sound that they're supposed to add, to kind of take away the frequencies that the 6.5s don't get, and obviously the tweeters don't get. So hopefully spending the extra $90 on these go ahead makes it so everything sounds a lot better, and like a lot more full on the front end. Because I'm not sure if you could tell from the clips in this video, but the speakers that are entered now, obviously it's just on the stock head unit power, which is only getting like 20 watts or 18 RMS. So this is basically going to be like triple, almost quadruple the amount of watts that the other head unit has with the new setup. So these 6.5s are really nice, definitely hefty. Yeah, the next episode is going to be covering, we're going to do these little 2-inch in the kick panels. Or not the kick panels, the mat pockets, and they're pretty small, so I'm really happy about that. They should fit in there nicely. So we're going to be doing those, and then working on the 6.5s for the fronts. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to give it a like. Tell me how I'm doing on making content for this year. Like I said, this is going to be like the first series of videos for this year. So I'm trying to step up the audio, obviously, and the video and everything, like editing wise, for this year. So I'm gonna try to get better at making the videos a little bit more high quality when it comes to production. So everything looks really sick, and yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot these clips that you're gonna see before this. And thanks for watching the video, guys. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, and plenty of stuff for this E30 this year. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.